The Mahabharata of KRISHNA-DWAIPAYANA VYASA. Book 1. PARVA. Section 223. Haranaharana PARVA. VYASA said, when the heroes of the Vrishna race began to speak repeatedly in this strain, Vasudeva uttered these words pregnant with deep import and consistent with true morality. Gudiksa, the conqueror of sleep, or he of the curly hair, by what he hath done, hath not insulted our family. He hath without doubt, rather enhanced our respect. Pair to note that we of the Sattva race are never mercenary. The son of Pandu also regardeth the self-choice as doubtful in its results. Who also would approve of accepting a bride in gift as if she were an animal? What man again is there on earth that would sell his offspring? I think Arjuna, seeing these faults in all the other methods, took the maiden away by force, according to the ordinance. This alliance is very proper. Subhadra is a renowned girl. Pair to two possessive renown. Perhaps, thinking of all this, Arjuna hath taken her away by force. Who is there that would not desire to have Arjuna for a friend, who is born in the race of Bharata in the renowned Sentin, and the son also of the daughter of Kundi Bhoja? I do not see, in all the worlds with Indra and the redress, the person that can by force vanquish Paritra in battle, except the three-eyed god Mahadeva. His car is well known. Yoked thereunto are those steeds of mine. Paritra as a warrior is well known, and his lightness of hand is well known. Who shall be equal to him? Even this is my opinion. Go ye cheerfully after Dhananjaya and by conciliation stop him and bring him back. If Parita goes to his city after having vanquished us by force, our fame will be gone. There's no disgrace, however, in conciliation. Hearing, O monarch, those words of Vasudeva, they did as he directed. Stalked by them, Arjuna returned to Dwarka and was united in marriage with Subhadra. Worshipped by the sons of Vrishna's race, Arjuna, sporting there as he pleased, passed a whole year in Dwarka. The last year of his exile the Exalted One passed at the sacred region of Pushkara. After the 12 years were complete he came back to Kandavaprastha. He approached the king first and then worshipped the Brahmanas with respectful attention. At last the hero went unto Draupadi. Draupadi, from jealousy, spoke unto him, saying, Why tarries thou here, O son of Kunti? Go where the daughter of the Sattva race is. A second, illegible, JBH, always relaxed the first one upon the faggot. And Krishna lamented much in this strain. But Dhananjaya pacified her repeatedly and asked for her forgiveness. And returning soon unto where Subhadra, attired in red silk, was staying, Arjuna sent her into the inner apartments dressed not as a queen but in the simple garb of a cowherd woman. But arrived at the palace, the renowned Subhadra looked handsomer in the dress. The celebrated Bhara of large and slightly red eyes first worshipped Prita. Kundi from excess of affection smelt the head of that girl of perfectly faultless features, and pronounced infinite blessing upon her. Then that girl of face like the full moon hastily went unto Draupadi and worshipped her, saying, I am thy maid. Krishna rose hastily and embraced the sister of Madhava from affection, and said, Let thy husband be without a foe. Bhara then, with a delighted heart, said unto Draupadi, So be it. From that time, O Janamaya, those great warriors, the Pandavas, began to live happily, and Kundi also became very happy. VYASA continued, when that scourger of foes, namely, Krisava of pure soul and eyes, like lotus petals, heard that the foremost of the Pandavas, namely, Arjuna, had reached his own excellent city of Indraprastha, he came thither accompanied by Rama and the other heroes and great warriors of the Vrishna and the Adaka tribes, and by his brothers and sons and many other brave warriors. And Sorin came accompanied by a large army that protected him. And there came with Sorin, that oppressor of foes, namely, the exceedingly liberal Akura of great intelligence and renown, the generalissimo of the brave Vrishna host. And there also came Anadrishti of great prowess, and Uddhava of great renown, of great intelligence, of great soul, and a disciple of Vrahaspati himself. And there also came Satyaka and Salyaka and Kritavarman and Satwada, and Pratyana and Sembha and Nizatha and Asank, and Krishna, and Juliet of great prowess, and Viprath also and Saran of mighty arms and Geda, the foremost of learned men. These and many other Vrishnas and Bhojas and Andikas came to Indraprastha, bringing with them many nuptial presents. King Yudhishthira, hearing that Madhava had arrived, sent the twins out to receive him. Received by them, the Vrishna host of great prosperity entered Kandivaprastha well adorned with flags and ensigns. The streets were well swept and watered and decked with floral wreaths and bunches. These were, again, sprinkled over with sandalwood water that was fragrant and cooling. Every part of the town was filled with the sweet scent of burning aloes. And the city was full of joyous and healthy people and adorned with merchants and traders. The best of men, namely, Krisava of mighty arms, accompanied by Rama and many of the Vrishnas, Andikas and Bhojas, having entered the town, was worshipped by the citizens and Brahmanas by thousands. At last Krisava entered the palace of the king, which was like unto the mansion of Indra himself. Beholding Rama, Yudhishthira received him with due ceremonies. The king smelt the head of Krisava and embraced him. Govinda, gratified with the reception, humbly worshipped Yudhishthira. He also paid homage unto Bhima, that tiger among men. Yudhishthira the son of Kunti then received the other principal men of the Vrishna and the Adalka tribes with due ceremonies. Yudhishthira reverentially worshipped some as his superiors, and welcomed others as equals. And some he received with affection, and by some he was worshipped with reverence. Then Hrishiksa great renown gave unto the party of the bridegroom much wealth. And unto Subhadra he gave the nuptial presents that had been given to her by her relatives. Krishna gave unto the Pandavas 1,000 cars of gold furnished with rows of bells, and unto each of which were put 4 steeds driven by well-trained charioteers. He also gave unto them 10,000 cows belonging to the country of Mathura, and yielding much milk and all of excellent color. Well pleased, Janardana also gave them 1,000 mares with gold harnesses and of color white as the beams of the moon. He also gave them 1,000 mules, all well trained and possessing the speed of the wind, of white color with black manes. And the eyes like lotus petals also gave unto them 1,000 damsels well skilled in assisting at bathing and at drinking, young in years and virgins all before their first season, well attired and of excellent complexion, each wearing 100 pieces of gold around her neck, of skins perfectly polished, decked with every ornament, and well skilled in every kind of personal service. Janardana also gave unto them hundreds of thousands of draft horses from the country of the Valhikas as Spadra's excellent dower. That formless one of Desarhas race also gave unto Subhadra Zerpaculium 10 carrier loads of first-class gold, possessing the splendor of fire, some purified and some in a state of ore. And Rama, having them plow for his weapon and always loving bravery, gave unto Arjuna, as a nuptial present, 1,000 elephants with secretions flowing in 3 streams from the 3 parts of their bodies, the temple, the ears, and the ends, each large as a mountain summit, irresistible in battle, decked with keverals and bells, well adorned with other golden ornaments, and equipped with excellent thrones on their backs. And that large wave of wealth and gems that the Yadavas presented, together with the cloths and blankets that represented its foam, and the elephants its alligators and sharks, and the flags its floating weeds swelling into large proportions, mingled with the Pandu ocean and filled it to the brim, to the great sorrow of all foes. Yudhishthira accepted all those presents and worshipped all those great warriors of the Vrishna and the Adalka races. Those illustrious heroes of the Kru, the Vrishni, and the Abdalka races passed their days in pleasure and merriment there like virtuous men, after death, in the celestial regions. The Krus and the Vrishnis with joyous hearts amused themselves there, setting up at times loud shouts mingled with clappings of the hand. Spending many days in sport and merriment there, and worshipped by the Krus all the while, the Vrishna heroes endued with great energy then returned to the city of Dwarvati. And the great warriors of the Vrishna and the Abdalka races set out with Rama in the van, carrying with them those gems of the purest rays that had been given them by those formless ones of Krus race. And, Odbharata, the high self Vasudeva, remained there with Aryuna in the delightful city of Indraprastha. And the illustrious one wandered over the banks of the Yamuna in search of deer. And he sported with Aryuna piercing with his shafts deer and wild boars. Then Subhadra, the favorite sister of Krishna, gave birth to an illustrious son, like Paloma's daughter, the queen of heaven, bringing forth Jayanta. And the son that Subhadra brought forth was of long arms, broad chest, and eyes as large as those of a bull. That hero and oppressor of foes came to be called Abhimanyu. And the son of Aryuna, that grinder of foes and bull among men, was called Abhimanyu because he was fearless and wrathful. And that great warrior was begotten upon the daughter of the Satwata race by Dhananjaya, like fire produced in a sacrifice from within the Sami wood by the process of rubbing. Upon the birth of this child, Yudhishthira, the powerful son of Kunti, gave away unto Brahmanas 10,000 cows and coins of gold. The child from his earliest years became the favorite of Vasudeva and of his father and uncles, like the moon of all the people of the world. Upon his birth, Krishna performed the usual rites of infancy. The child began to grow up like the moon of the bright fortnight. That grinder of foes soon became conversant with the Vedas and acquired from his father the science of weapon both celestial and human, consisting of 4 branches and 10 divisions. Endued with great strength, the child also acquired the knowledge of counteracting the weapons hurled at him by others, and great lightness of hand and fleetness of motion forward and backward and transverse and wheeling. Abhimanyu became like unto his father in knowledge of the scriptures and rites of religion. And Dhananjaya, beholding his son, became filled with joy. Like Megavad beholding Aryuna, the latter beheld his son Abhimanyu and became exceedingly happy. Abhimanyu possessed the power of slaying every foe and bore on his person every auspicious mark. He was invisible in battle and broad-shouldered as the bull. Possessing a broad face as the hood of the snake, he was proud like the lion. Wielding a large bow, his prowess was like that of an elephant in rout. Possessed of a face handsome as the full moon, and of a voice deep as the sound of the drum of the clouds, he was equal unto Krishna in bravery and energy, in beauty and in features. The auspicious Panchali also, from her 5 husbands, obtained 5 sons all of whom were heroes of the foremost rank and immovable in battle like the hills. Prativindya by Yudhishthira, Stasoma by Vrkadara, Srutakarman by Aryuna, Satnika by Nakula, and Srtasena by Satyada. These were the 5 heroes and great warriors that Panchali brought forth, like a ditty bringing forth the Etiquette. And the Brahmanas, from their knowledge, said unto Yudhishthira that as the son of his would be capable of bearing like the Indra mountains the weapons have the foe, he should be called Prativindya. And because the child that Draupadi bore to Bhima was born after Bhima had performed 1,000 soma sacrifices, he came to be called Stasoma. And because Aryuna's son was born upon his return from exile during which he had achieved many celebrated feats, that child came to be called Srutakarman. While Nakula named his son Satnika after a royal sage of that name, in the illustrious race of Kru. Again the son that Draupadi bore to Satyada was born under the constellation called Vanadevata, Kritika, therefore was he called after the generalissimo of the celestial host, Srtasena, Kartikeya. the sons of Draupadi were born, each at the interval of 1 year, and all of them became renowned and much attached to one another. And, O monarch, all the rites of infancy and childhood, such as Chudakarna and Dupalana, first shave of the head and investiture with the sacred threads, were performed by Dharani according to the ordinance. All of them, of excellent behavior and vows, after having studied the Vedas, acquired from Arjuna a knowledge of all the weapons, celestial and human. And, O tiger among kings, the Pandavas, having obtained sons all of whom were equal unto the children of the Celestials and endued with broad chests, and all of whom became great warriors, were filled with joy. The Mahabharata of KRISHNA-DWAIPAYANA VYASA. Translated into English, prose from the original Sanskrit, text by Kisari Mohan Ganguli, 1883–1896. Calcutta.